For human being, it is essential to communicate and also to learn how to communicate in correct way. Perfect pronunciation is one of the last major challenges that stands between you and fluent spoken English. It can also be one of the hardest thing to do. Many of us take years to master it. Some simply don't bother or fool themselves into thinking that it is not as important as perfect grammar. But don't forget, a grammatically correct sentence could still be confusing to an audience if they do not understand the words you are saying. Unfortunately, the older we get, the more difficult it gets to learn the correct pronunciation. But difficult does not mean impossible. However, let's be clear, you cannot improve your pronunciation in 4 or 5 days. It takes regular, consistent practice. But the good news is you can start it immediately. Here are some tips on how you can improve your pronunciation. But before I go ahead, I would request you to please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. Now let's get started. So friends, the first way is by imitation. How did you learn to speak your native language? By reading or writing? No. Your parents and people around you said something repeatedly and you listened to them and tried to make those sounds. This is called imitation, and this is the most effective way to improve your pronunciation. Watch movies and TV in English. Listen to English music to hear how native speakers sound when they say a word. Imitate what you are hearing and focus on how those speakers stress on certain words and begin to copy that. Second way is to speak in front of the mirror. This is by far the simplest way to notice what your mouth is doing while you talk. Speak in front of mirror to see how your lips move, the shape your mouth makes and the placement of your tongue. It is a simple yet an effective way of improving your pronunciation because you can see how you look while uttering a word. It helps you find out the words you need to practice to get better. The third way is identify problematic words. There might be some words that you could have difficulty pronouncing. Find out such words, break them down, enunciate each piece slowly and then practice a few times. This way you will get better at the pronunciation of these problematic words. Fourth one is to speak loudly when you are alone. Although this sounds a strange tip, but it's a great one. You can always do this when you are alone. Let's say you are in your room, and even when writing an essay, you can decide to say everything which crosses your mind loudly. Find an interesting but partially difficult text with complex sentences and unusual word spellings. Read it aloud. Pay attention to your pronunciation. So if you want to enhance your English pronunciation, you need to practice. And this is a great way of practicing. The fifth way is to record yourself. So how do you sound when talking to yourself? For you to know this, you must record yourself. Once you start listening to your recordings, you will be able to note some of the various mistakes you make while speaking. You will realize there are certain words which require being polished. At the end, I am going to give you the bonus tip. Another way of learning the correct pronunciation of the words is to install a dictionary app with audio pronunciation. So if you aren't sure of a word how to say, search for it in the dictionary app and play the pronunciation audio. As you play, try imitating the sound a few times. This method helps to learn the perfect pronunciation of words. And that was it, friends. I hope you liked the video. So please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching the video.